Thank you. We have several people absent this week, so we're just going to make it through, right? Okay, thank you, Clyde. Let's open with prayer. We pause and take a moment to connect with Spirit, the Christ in our divine nature. We are open and receptive to the knowing presence within us. If we are feeling frustrated by a personal experience or a pattern that no longer serves us, we seek a greater understanding. When we try to understand, we open our hearts. We grow in spiritual understanding when we discern and heed our inner guidance. Beyond conscious thought, spiritual truth begins to illuminate our consciousness. As we release all that stands in the way of understanding and stand firm in the love that calls it forth, we are guided by our spiritual understanding. With gratitude and trust, we welcome our growing spiritual understanding. Through our spiritual understanding, we enrich our experience of the world, of ourselves, and in the awesome mystery of the Creator. And so it is. Amen. Welcome and welcome to Unity. We are so happy you are all here with us this morning. Would you please stand with me as we say our vision statement, our affirmation, and let's start with our affirmation. Together say, I live in spiritual truth, grounded in oneness, and open to divine mystery. And our vision statement, a world family of oneness, peace, and love. And our mission statement is to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. Okay, would you please remain standing as we sing our opening song, Stand Together.
As you can see, we're pretty short with people. We're missing quite a few people. So.
Our choir is missing. We are the choir.
We are. That's correct.
Something great is happening. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of its now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. Drops in one ocean prolong. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. The dream of high is calling, be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference, let's stand together. Share gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness, let's stand together now. Whoa. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing. Feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and change the new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Calling, be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Oh, oh. One dream,
One voice,
one voice,
one heart,
one heart,
one word,
one world,
one dream,
one dream,
one voice,
one voice,
one heart,
one heart,
our world,
and together,
dream.
guys.
It's a
Dream of the highest calling, be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. We're news to the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now.
Okay, let's take a minute while we're standing up and greet our neighbors with a handshake or a hug, whatever's comfortable for you. We'd like to welcome you that are new to our group. And we'd love it if you're comfortable with it, if you'll stand and tell us your name and where you're visiting from or where you're living here in Kona. There's one brave woman, yay. Thank you. So welcome. We're so glad you're here. Thank you. Anybody else brave? Yay. Welcome to the island and to us. We're so glad you're here. Oh, oh, you guys are so brave this morning. Okay. So glad you came. Okay. Oh, look at this. Welcome. And we always have snacks afterwards up the stairs, and we would love it if you could all stay after church and hang out with us. We would love to get to know you better, and you can get to know us because we're really fun and happy people. You'll like us, even though we're low in numbers today. Something happened, I don't know, but anyway, here we go. We're so glad you're here. All right. Oh, and together though, we want to bless you with our aloha and God bless you. Yes, to all of our newcomers. We're so pleased that you are here. For announcements today, as we always like to remind you that if you need support in a prayer, there are pieces of paper on the back, little forms that you can fill out and put into the wooden box, and they will be prayed over here, and then they will be sent to Silent Unity, where they are prayed for 30 days, 24 hours a day. It's a pretty amazing thing. And so we really believe in prayer and meditation here. And we see wonderful things happen, and we're excited that you're here, and that if you need support, we would love to support you in your prayer. So you can do that. Also, there's a Be Unity app that is free, and you can send your prayer requests there anytime. And you can actually even talk to a live person there. So be aware of that also. For our other announcements today, I'm just going to read them off. Okay. Some of our ohana, as you know, are in need of food items. So if you could please bring foods that do not require refrigeration and not much cooking, such as canned or packaged dry foods. The box at the top of the stairs labeled Hawaii Food Basket will be used to collect the items. So thank you for that. Rev Sophia, with great joy in her heart, will be reaching out personally to connect with Unity of Kona members. Now, if you're not a member but would like to schedule a one-on-one conversation with her, there's a sign-up sheet in the back of the sanctuary to add your name. Or you can feel free to send an email to unityofkona@gmail.com with minister call in the subject line. Kindly include your name, phone number, and the best day and times for her to reach you. Our reverend actually lives in Henderson. I knew it was next to Las Vegas, Henderson, Nevada. And so that's how we communicate with her, is via this and telephone. So just wanted to let you new ones know that. Oh, there's going to be a new improv classes commence in August through October here in the sanctuary. The basics class begins on Wednesday the 27th from 5:30 to 7 p.m., and the intermediate class starts on Thursday, August 28th. There's a flyer upstairs on the bulletin board with more information to sign up if you're interested in that. Every Monday is ukulele evening from 6 to 7 p.m., and it's led by Donde, who's right here in our front row. And if you have an ook, you bring it. If you don't, there's a few to share. And from beginner to very knowledgeable, they all get together and have a great time. So that's on Monday nights. Oh, and there will be no class Monday, August 4th, but resuming back on August 11th. Yep. Okay. And anyone taking the Metaphysics 4 class and is interested in buying a book, Heart-Centered Metaphysics, there are 2 books available for purchase for $25 each that were anonymously donated. So let you know. Let this gal know if you want one of those books. And for our regular weekly and monthly events, there is a flyer on the small table at the back of the sanctuary. So feel free to pick one up, because that's just nice to have on your refrigerator so you don't miss anything. And as you know, it takes a village to run our spiritual center, and we appreciate everyone at Unity of Kona. It depends on loving hands and hearts of each of us, and we are sincerely asking for your support. Please consider giving 1 to 4 hours a month of your time. Right now, in addition to financial support, we are in deep need of Sunday greeters, platform assistants, and audio-visual assistants. There are new sign-up sheets on the side table at the back of the sanctuary, and please see Cindy, who happens to be me, who is now handling the volunteer list. So if you don't sign up, I'll come and get you. So, you know, there's no way out of this deal. If you would also like to read the Sunday Daily Word, please add your name on that sign-up sheet. The refreshment sign-up sheet is upstairs, and your support is absolutely essential, and we thank you in advance from the bottom of our hearts. All right, there was the announcements. Okay, right now we are going to have Clyde come and read our daily word.
Thank you, Cindy. Now, this is through a book that you can get to read on a daily basis at your house. I'd like to say one thing. This is really significant reading to me. AU is the designator for gold on the atomic chart, elemental chart, I think it is. So keep that in mind, okay? Monday, July 28th, 2025. The subject is healing. Healing restores my mind and body and enriches my life. Facing an illness can diminish my experience of life. This is especially true if I am coping with something troubling to my mind or body for a long time. My attention and energy may be gradually upsurted by efforts just to feel better. Receiving spiritual support from others and claiming my healing in prayer help me regain my power to live more fully. My life is about so much more than illness and dysfunction. I am a spiritual being, and wholeness is the enduring truth of me. I care for myself, and I do what I can to regain my health. But it's my awareness of my wholeness that helps me regain my life. With a heart full of gratitude, I'm reading the wrong one. With a heart full of gratitude, I affirm, I am whole and complete, just as I am. Then he said to them, get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well. Now, I'm sorry, you guys, I read the wrong one. This is why this one is authentic from AU Gold, okay? Oh, it's up there. Okay, let's try it again. I live proudly as my authentic self. One of the best ways to feel the fullness of my divinity is to express the uniqueness of my humanity. There is no one on earth who is exactly like me. No one who has my history and experiences. I make the world a richer place, and I show up as the person I am. I'm too timid. If I am too timid to share my gifts, if I carry shame or regret about my past, or if I feel afraid to let others see the real me, I'm not being authentic. Authentic means being who I am with confidence. I am a divine being, a child of God. I take my place in the world with joy, knowing I belong here just as much as everyone else. Rooted in my divinity, I celebrate my humanity by becoming my authentic self. And from Romans we hear, for all who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. Okay, together now. I live proudly as my authentic self. Not as good as yours.
Thank you, Clyde. Yeah, sometimes it takes guts to live like ourselves, doesn't it? Yeah. It's taken me many, many years to get more and more like who I really am. Okay. We take this time every week to see our whole sanctuary as a beautiful, loving heart. So if you want to just take a deep breath, put your feet on the floor, maybe close your eyes. We're going to have a little meditation. So take a deep breath and visualize our sanctuary as a beautiful heart. Feel the loving energy of those around you flowing in and through you. See that loving energy flowing around every person here in the sanctuary and spreading out to every person, every being on this earth and in this world. If there are any events or circumstances in your life or anyone you know in need of prayer, see them in the center of this most beautiful, loving heart as together we say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yes. All right. So John Day and Elaine are coming forward, and if you look in the little book on page 4 in front of you, there's in the back of the chair, we're going to sing together, It's in Every One of Us.
Page 4.
And now it's time for our meditation and our message from our very own Reverend Sophia, who we all dearly love and looking forward to this message this morning. Reverend Sophia, if we can find her.
Huh. Hello. Well, maybe I have taken away my video. Surprise! Ah, so good to see you and to see little people, little person. Uh, yes, I don't call them children, I call them little persons. But, and by the way, and just because she hates it, I want everyone to give Diana a round of applause. What an amazing job she is doing this morning, keeping us online and everything running smoothly. So, mahalo nui loa, Diana. This is I'm impressed. Let's put it that way. And I'm going to take just a moment for an ad. I invite each of you also to think about if or when you want to step into what's actually, I think, a fun job. I used to do this when I was in ministerial school. I was the favorite sound person and camera person because I really worked at following the speaker around, with the camera and making sure they look good. So I was the most requested, and I had a blast. So join us, have fun. I mean, because it is. I think electronics are a wonderful uh, blessing in our world. So I'm not going to say gift, but a blessing, and especially when they work. So again, mahalo, Diana. Oh, have you ever been in a situation where you were told to choose between two seemingly different and extreme possibilities? This is the world of either or. Yeah, I see a lot of heads there. You can either have chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream, but not both. Then someone invented the two scoop ice cream cone and soft serve chocolate vanilla swirl, and lo and behold, you could have both and. So, which world do you live in most of the time? Do you live in the either or? Oh my goodness, I've got to make that choice. Am I ever going to figure out how to do that? It's impossible. And I don't like being in this position. Or do you go to that? Well, maybe I could do both and maybe do it differently. I have a detective program, Miss Scarlet, on PBS. I don't know if any of you have discovered it, but Miss Scarlet often ignores the either or options. And she even goes beyond the both and. If she doesn't like the either or the both and, she finds out a third way of doing something that inevitably is acceptable to all parties. And I love when I see that process going in the program because it reminds me we have so much power in our lives. You have the power in your life to go to whichever space you want. So I invite you this morning to step into the realm of the both and world and the sacred space where truth and mystery dance together. Now, our topic today, the divine paradoxes, those seemingly contradictory truths that rather than dividing us, unite us into deeper understanding and spiritual expansion. If you've been around unity for a while, you will have heard some of these paradoxes talked about. For example, God is both immanent and transcendent. Immanent, of course, meaning right here within you. And then transcendent is everywhere present. I mean, beyond what we even understand. So how can God be both? We say that you are fully human and fully divine. Well, do you feel divine when you're yelling at the neighbor because the stereo's too loud, or getting upset when somebody cuts you off in traffic? Do you feel fully divine in those moments? It's a paradox. How can we be both? And in spirit, we are already whole, even while seeking healing. That could be physical healing, spiritual healing, or emotional healing. And I like this one. I remember when Jesus was talking to the rich man who wanted to study with him. He said, "What do I have to do?" He said, "Go sell everything that you have." And he's going, "How can I do that?" And he couldn't, but you must let go to receive. You must surrender to gain control, and die to the old to be new, to be born anew. Now, do some of these seem contradictory? They're not errors or riddles. They're portals. Think of them as portals. And they invite us to experience God, not just understand God. So, what exactly is a paradox? Basically, it is a truth that appears contradictory when viewed from a limited perspective, but reveals higher meaning when seen spiritually. Okay, so it seems contradictory, like we're fully human and we're fully divine. And yet, when we really look underneath that statement and the truth of it, we can see the higher spiritual meaning. And spiritual paradox isn't just an abstract concept. It shows up in the real moments of your life, often when you least expect it. Let me see. Have you ever noticed that the more you let go, the more you gain? You release, you let go, you release a relationship, perhaps, a job or a plan, and suddenly space opens up for something better. I had a friend once who had held on to old friends that she and her ex-husband had shared. And finally, she realized that that was no longer serving her. And she released on her, the couple's friends, that she and her husband had as a couple. And she released on that. And there are all these wonderful souls that had been waiting for her to make the space in her life to come and support her and love her. Same thing happens when you have a plan. What is the joke? If you want to hear God laugh, tell it what your plans are. Yeah. But what, about being open to this or something better, this and infinite possibility. So letting go is not failure. Failure actually is not failure. Failure is also opening up amazing new possibilities. So that is a spiritual law in motion. Release creates flow. And one of my favorites, and I came across this one from A Course in Miracles, The Course in Miracles says, "In my defenselessness, my safety lies." And in Unity, we might say, "In my weakness, I find my greatest strength." And maybe it was during illness, grief, or a moment of breaking down. And for me, it was, one of those dark nights of the soul experiences. And someone shared that in my defenselessness, my safety lies, because I was still holding on to what I thought should have been. And when I could become defenseless and vulnerable, a word I couldn't even say at the time, it was, it wouldn't come out of my mouth. Then the light started to penetrate and the healing began. The ego falls apart and something deeper can rise up. And the strength isn't yours alone. It comes from something greater within you. So that's the paradox also. Spirit within you shines brightest when you stop trying to be strong on your own. You know the expression, let go and let God. Sometimes it's being most alive during your darkest night. Yeah, that experience may have nearly destroyed you, but it also woke you up. And we hear these stories. But one of my favorites was a Baptist pastor. He was preaching, and he told the story that his father had been a Baptist minister, and how he had, he was like the prodigal son. He had gone out, life of debauchery and everything, and he came to the church on a Sunday morning, and he fell on the stairs and unconscious. He had been drunk, he had done drugs, etc. And it was that turning point for him, the very darkest of his life. And through that, he experienced his transformation. So most of us don't seek suffering. I know I don't. It's like I don't seek patience. I never pray for patience because there are too many opportunities then to practice it. But when we walk through suffering with awareness that there's something higher and better for us, you often emerge clearer, kinder, and more connected to spirit. Let's see. So that's, the pain can be the womb of awakening. And here's one, we should do a whole lesson on this and get people twitching, because whenever we talk about money, people start to twitch. Have you ever noticed that? It's like, don't talk about money. But the more I give, the more I have. And it's true. The more love, the more time, the more forgiveness, and even money. The more you give, you will receive. And when you come from that spiritual understanding, you activate divine circulation. It's like, yeah, she's in the flow. He's in the flow. We need to, support that and bring more. So it's not just generosity, it's spiritual economy. So outflow increases inflow. Let's see. I think there's, the more you accept yourself, the more you grow. And so many traditions, and you might have come from one of them, where you're born into sin, you are a sinner throughout your life and you constantly trying to earn your right to go into heaven. And that's a terrible burden to bear, to be born into sin and then having to fight to get into heaven, to be worthy enough. So if I'm a sinner, then I can't accept myself, can I? But if I see the divinity within me, and that I am a spiritual being having a human experience, then I can accept myself. And in that acceptance, in that self-love, I can begin to grow. So we talked about God is both immanent and transcendent. And I love that word, immanent. I have to look it up periodically because I forget. It's one of those big words. Yes, that's a 25-cent word. But God, immanent means God is within. Closer than your breath. I mean, God is within you. You are God demonstrating. We were talking about the creation stories in our metaphysics class on Friday, and how God needs us, God needs you to express itself in this world. Because God ideates, but we are the ones that bring into demonstration the divine ideas. And then God is transcendent, which God is beyond, all knowing, all powerful, infinite. God has no center, has no boundary. God is all. Again, in the creation stories, the first one that we read, where, in the beginning, God, and then the light and the dividing of the waters and so on, the 7-day process, that is the transcendent God. And then when you get to the second chapter, it talks about the God that walks in the garden, the Jehovah God that is, buddies with Adam and Eve, and they chat and they have this wonderful, intimate relationship. And that's what we have. We have both. So sometimes our logical minds, it doesn't make sense that God can be everywhere present, out there, all powerful. And when we are open and, God, the universe, source, whatever you want to call God, all the resources will come rushing to us. It's like that's how powerful God is. And then it's also when we pray, how many times people, when they're praying, they'll be looking up, right? Well, maybe we should be looking within, because God is there also. And what's interesting also with the paradoxes is when we get into grace, the concept of grace. Have you ever heard someone say, there, but for the grace of God go I, when something bad happens to someone else? And yet, grace is the this wonderful feminine aspect of our being. I mean, we have the law, we have the principle that we follow, that we know that there is an order, that there is structure and clarity to our universe. This is God. And this is more the masculine, generative, energy generating aspect. But the feminine side brings flow and compassion and nurturing. And the feminine side, which is grace, is receptive. They don't compete, they complement. Think of divine law as a riverbank and grace as the flowing water that flows freely within. One gives form, the other gives life. Now, as a concept, you are fully human and fully divine. How many days do you wake up in the morning and go, wow, I'm fully divine today. I'm fully divine this morning, in this moment. I just realized I don't do that. I need to start doing that, is to start my day that way. To bring that reality up, despite the things, oh, I should have done this yesterday. Oh, I promised so and so I was going to do X, but I didn't, and so on. But to say, wait a minute, no, I'm divine, having this human experience, and I'm a work in progress, and I'm always, always on my spiritual path to fully express my divinity. A woman came to me one time in tears and she says, I feel like such a spiritual failure. I know I'm supposed to be centered in peace, but I'm angry. I'm scared. I snapped at my kid today. I must be doing something wrong. And I just looked at her. I said, no, that's not spiritual failure. That's spiritual growth. You noticed, you cared, you wanted to respond from love. And that's what awakening looks like. See, to be human, and I find this concept interesting, is to forget. There are many teachings and many in Unity and New Thought movement that believe we have the soul's journey. And I support that philosophy. And that we come together as souls before we bring on this, lovely uniform we call the human body, to say, okay, I want to experience suffering. Who will help me experience suffering? And another soul will say, okay, I will do that, but please help me not forget who I truly am. And then someone else will volunteer for another role, etc. And then we come into the human form. And when we come into human form, all these agreements we made as souls together in joy and support and love, we forget. Does that make sense? And so it's always this path to remembering. And even if we don't specifically remember what one of those commitments was or promises, to keep coming back to that affirmation, yes, I am fully divine. And keep coming back and keep coming back, and that will help with the remembering. So I have a lot more to say. And I won't because I'm going over. I watch my clock. But I think you get an idea of what the divine paradox is for us and why sometimes it can be so confusing and why in some traditions they really spell it out. It's almost like an ABC book that if you follow this formula, if you do exactly what we say, then yes, you will get into heaven and yes, life will be better. And the truth is, we are on a journey and there are the universal principles. And as we become more aware of them and practice them and integrate them into our lives and into our consciousness, then we will see life opening up and what we call miracles. Although I still don't believe there is such a thing as a miracle because everything that happens is miraculous. So if everything's miraculous, then how can one thing be a miracle? But there are certain levels of awareness. So people who are striving to get into heaven, you're creating heaven right here on earth. Heaven is a consciousness. And those who want the heaven in the afterlife, after we've made our transition, heaven is there for everyone. It's there for Hitler, it's there for Stalin, it's there for Mussolini, it's there for Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, and so on. It is there for every one of you, every one of us, because we are these divine souls on a journey of discovery. So let's take a few moments now and close our eyes and go into meditation and put our heads and our hearts around these concepts. So I invite you to breathe deeply, breathing in the light and the love that is God, allowing it to fill every cell and tissue of your body. And when you exhale, release any toxins that might be in your body or in your thoughts. Just know God is with you in this moment. God is with you in every moment. Remember in the second creation story in the Bible when God took a lump of clay, put it in its hands, and breathed life into Adam. Imagine that every breath is of God. God breathing in and through you. God demonstrating through you. And affirm to yourself, I live in the mystery of truth. I am both human and divine. I am grounded in law and uplifted by grace. I am guided by the presence within and beyond me. So as you go forward into this week, know that you are divine. Remember that. And as you look into the eyes of others, remember they also are God expressing in this world. Sometimes not as beautifully as we might like, but they are still also demonstrations of God, made in the image and likeness of God. And see beyond appearances and see their godliness in all things. And as you look at the events of the world, also see that God is present and send out your love. And thus we raise the vibration of our planet and of all humankind. One thought, one word, and one action at a time. And now I invite you to return to this time and this place. Slowly opening your eyes as you feel called upon. And as you go forward, beginning with each other, just see the divinity within each and every one of you. Many blessings. Namaste. Okay.
Oh, that was good. It's good to be reminded, isn't it? Let's say it together. I am divine. I didn't hear you. I am divine. Wow. All those answers that we look for are right inside of us. I just love that. I love that. It's a much easier way to live. Okay, it's time for us to receive our offerings and tithes. And so if you would like to hold your gift in your hand as we say the offering prayer together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. Okay, the ushers are going to come forward, and the music is Let It Be on page 13.
I find myself in times of trouble. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Okay, as the ushers come forward, let's bless the offering. Together, through Spirit, we know that as we give, so shall we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these gifts to you, do your will and your work in this center, in our lives, and in the community. And so it is. All right. Thank you. We appreciate everything that you gave. Next week, we want you to be sure and come back. Sasha Knowles will be here. She speaks once a month, and she's always fun and exciting and gives us a little lift. And she will be speaking on the topic, The Trinity in You, Spark, Soul, and Shine. So that will be very uplifting, I'm sure, as she always is. Okay, today as we close, we always get in a circle and we sing 2 songs, Let There Be Peace on Earth and Aloha Oi. So let's get in a circle and hold hands as we sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. And now together, Aloha Oi.
Aloha, oi, aloha, oi, eke ona no ikali. One fond embrace, ahoy, ahio, until we meet again.
Thank you so much for coming. Have a fabulous week, and I hope you'll join us upstairs for some snacks.